Hey there, welcome back. Today, with all the craziness going on in the world, I thought I'd touch base on a small project. It's handy, could come in really useful, and it can save you a ton of money too. So, a lot of other people have been posting stuff like this on the internet. I've got a couple different tweaks that I like to share, and it makes my version, to my mind, better. So, first thing you're going to need is some aloe vera gel. This one, I believe I got it at Walmart. It's in the pharmacy section, and it's 100% pure gel, but any 100% pure aloe gel will work. You'll need a container of isopropyl alcohol. I like the 99.9% stuff. It can be difficult to find, but believe it or not, sometimes you can find it at your local indoor gardening center, hydroponic store, stuff like that. For whatever reason, they tend to stock it. So this one is a gallon. The essential oils, as I said, a clean pop bottle, which I will get into in a minute, a couple glass jars, especially one for storage after you're done, because any ISO can eat through certain plastics and weaken them, and you'll notice that when we get into the bottle part here in a minute. So first thing you're going to need is half a cup of aloe gel. Most everybody else on the internet saying 1/3. I like 1/2, and I'll tell you why, is that I like it a little bit thicker, and it's not going to dilute or change the concentration or effectiveness of the sanitizing gel. It just will help prevent your hands from getting dried out and cracked faster, as that's what its key purpose is in this product, in the hand sanitizers. It's there to give some substance to the rubbing alcohol so it just doesn't run everywhere when you pour it on your hand. And second, it stops your hands from drying out and cracking, because if you've ever worked with straight ISO for any period of time, you'll know that it cracks your hands out really bad. So that's the reasons for those. So half a cup of the aloe gel and 2/3 of a cup of the ISO alcohol. Now, I've already whipped up a batch earlier. That's why there's some remnants in this cup. I wouldn't be using a dirty cup. It's just literally like 10 minutes ago I whipped up a batch. So there we have the isopropyl alcohol, the aloe gel. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is combine the two before we get to the next step, which is my own private twist on it, and something I find works extremely well. So get as much out as you can. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like it's exact science. You don't have to mix it to the exact millimeter or gram or ounce or whatever. So pour in your iso alcohol, and now you just start giving it some stir. Be very careful, because this stuff will splash up, and if it splashes and it catches you in the eye or something like that, well, you're going to know about it. It's a whole new realm of pain. So try to avoid that at any given cost. And you just basically want to get it kind of mixed up. You can see that there's quite a few chunks in it. It's not easily dissolved. If you've ever made it or have tried or seen other people do it, you'll notice that the chunks are in there, and they have to use a whisk or a mixing jar, or like a mixer or hand mixer or something like that to get it done. Well, we don't. So I'm going to just rinse a little bit in this, try and get some more of this gel out. Waste not, want not. And the same with the other side here. Now we will pour the remainder of this. As you can see, the chunks, there's still quite a few left in there. We can mix it again just to make sure. Something else you should know is that if you're doing this, you want to do it in a fairly well ventilated area. This is extremely flammable. Don't have it anywhere near open flame, cigarettes, something like that, especially the 99% stuff. This is not your stuff that you get at Walmart, the 70% or lower. This stuff it's nasty. So if you get any kind of buildup of the vapor around and you have a cigarette or candle going or something, you're going to have a fire or an explosion. So try and avoid that at all costs, of course. Unless blowing up your house is your thing, but it's not mine. So now you pour the whatchamacallit into this clean pop bottle. And the reason for doing that will become apparent relatively quick. If you've mixed it up enough, the little chunks will go right through the funnel. That's not a problem. That's exactly what you want. Now you have the bottle. you'll notice as soon as you put it into the bottle, it starts to weaken it. You can actually feel the plastic kind of break down a bit or get a little more malleable than it was when you first started. So now you just shake the bejesus out of it. Shouldn't need to do it all that much. And there you go, the chunks are gone. Now that is a fairly good consistency, and it will thicken up a bit. It's recommended that you mix up a batch and then put it aside for about 72 hours if you can help it. It's usable right away. It's 99% alcohol. It's going to kill pretty much anything it touches. Critter like bacteria, virus stuff. There's a couple that it won't. One is Cryptosporidia and the other is I forget the other one's name. It's a recent virus that just passed 2 years back. Anyway, so yeah, you shake that up, and you can also do some tweaks. Like I said, it's not rocket science. If you think that it's not thick enough for you, just add a bit more into it, right? And then you go back to the shaking again. Now the next thing we're going to put into this is some essential oils. Essential oils, pretty much personal preference. A lot of people like to stick with the antibacterial properties and benefits of tea tree oil, which is one of my personal favorites. I usually always have it around. I just ran out about 10 minutes ago. But you can also use ones like clove oil, cinnamon leaf, eucalyptus, sweet orange, all sorts of them. You're going to want to add quite a few because the 99% alcohol does have a very strong aroma to it. So, 10, 12, 15 drops is not out of the hand or out of the question, especially if you're making a bigger batch, like doubling or tripling this one. So this one is the eucalyptus, sweet orange, and I added the clove bud oil already. And for poops and giggles, I'm going to add some cinnamon leaf because I kind of like that smell, especially when you combine the clove oil and the cinnamon leaf oil. Just an amazing aroma, and that's something that you don't find in most over-the-counter hand sanitizers. Like, one thing I like about doing it myself is that you get to actually customize your product to make it the way you want. You want it thicker, you make it thicker. You want it thinner, you make it thinner. You want it to smell nice, you want it to smell bad, whatever you want. The sky's the limit, right? So there you go. Now, do not store it in the plastic containers. It will degrade them, and it's just dangerous. So that's something you don't do. Now you pour it into the jar. There are specific kinds of plastics that work for holding chemicals like these. Some do it well, some not at all. But I have found that most e-juice for vape bottles handle it, and the nice thing about that is that if you clean them out and rinse them out really well, get out no residue of the e-juice in there at all, because the combination of the isopropyl alcohol and the e-juice will pretty much just fast track anything right through your skin and into your body. So not so bad with aloe vera, pretty nasty if you're using it with nicotine, so steer clear of that at all costs. Anyway, now cap her up, toss a fancy label on it or write on it with a marker, depends how redneck you want to be, and toss it in your backpack, your purse, kid's backpack, front door, whatever, car, whatever. And there you have it. Something that you pay $5 for at the store, you just made a whole bunch of it for under that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.